don't you take a seat right over there?
Just want to quickly state, I won't be showing any clips from this person's channel because this person copyright claims, like a mom on Black Friday pushing down everyone in her way so that she can get that brand new Frozen 2 Elsa doll for her baby for Christmas. Because who the heck wants Anna? Am I right? Now, I know I'm not one to do these types of videos, but I find this topic to be of utmost importance. Everywhere you go, there are people who are up to no good, your school, your job, walking on the street, everywhere. And of course we know they are prowling in the internet too, but when it reaches YouTube, it sort of reaches another degree because that person is elevated from the status of a random loon on the street or kid in your school that others may know about. This person has a leverage. They are a person of interest, someone you look up to. Cause I mean, come on, if Rob Thomas was all like, hey Pinkley, wanna come backstage with me? All sliding into my DMs and such? Shoot, who would be there in 3 seconds? Me? Yeah, cause I'm a huge fan. Just like how those who became unfortunate victims of YouTubers known as Onision. Now, funny story about Onision. I was a fan at one point. Yeah, I know, crazy. But me and my best friend, let's call him Canada, for obvious reasons, caught wind of his banana video back in the day. You know, the one where his wife's sky is over by the sink like, please, kill me.
I'm a creepy person, creepy person, creepy person. Ban me from YouTube!
Yeah, that one. I thought it was hilarious, cause that was like my 12-year-old sense of humor. Wait. No. I was a junior in high school? And I thought that was funny? Anywho, I got into him around that time, I guess. The shame! And realized he had a Speaks channel. Me and my friend Canada would watch that, but not really any of the videos that were like, quote unquote, inspirational, such as, if you're an honest person, you don't need to state that you are honest all the time. Yet every single video goes like this that he does. You are afraid of me because I'm honest. If you had an honest mind like mine, you could tell that she is blatantly lying. I'm the most honest YouTuber! But I actually emailed the guy back in the day, and I got a response. But nothing creepy or anything. He had like this contact email that you could send him a question on something and he'd make a video about it. During that time, I was going through my first heartbreak. Now, if you're a viewer of mine, you would already know about this story. I have the video. So if you're interested in that story, go ahead and click on the link I'll throw somewhere on this screen. Somewhere, yeah. I believe I asked him, how do you survive heartbreak? Being the angsty kid that I was with my daredevil fishnet gloves, skull scarves, and baggy black pants, listening to MCR as I sobbed, I added a little fangirl spiel of, ooh, I love your content, you are so awesome. Then I got a message back of something along the lines of, please contact me through my contact email here, which he gave me. We can talk more there. But instead of being all excited that I was noticed by Onion Senpai, my stomach was like, man, he responded to you in a matter of 30 minutes, something ain't right, D. And my head was all like, yeah, you're kind of too lazy to respond to that. And my stomach was like, something is amiss, just delete the email and stare at the abundance of Johnny Depp posters on your wall. I wonder what would have happened if I actually did go through with that. Probably nothing, but with all these allegations coming out, I'm really glad I didn't and drooled over my Johnny Depp posters instead. Yeah, he seemed more semi-normal to me though back then, even though he clearly wasn't. He was just better at masking that stuff online. But Canada and I like to watch his drama. It was with Shiloh at the time, which back then I thought, oh, this is scripted like a reality show, like Jersey Shore, because there was a lot going down and it was hard to keep up. But then I watched Shiloh's live stream with Chris Hansen. Yeah, can you believe Chris Hansen is on this now? Now you know it's serious. And put the pieces together with what she told us happened behind the scenes, and it made a lot of sense. It made me really feel bad that back in the day I would just sit by with my popcorn watching this travesty go down. Another point about how being a YouTuber just normalizes things, because when you think it's on YouTube, everyone is ready to call out fake, because what type of monster would grab a camera, tape their girlfriend who was having a seizure instead of calling the authorities? Yeah, Onision did that. You can even still find the video of which he removed from his channel here on YouTube. Also, do you know Shiloh is a Canadian pop singer? How the heck did Greg even get near this girl? She was way too talented to even be around this guy. Girl, you got so much going for you, and I'm glad you got away from that greasy hair wannabe Shane Dawson man. Yeah, he's obsessed with Shane Dawson, the poor guy. But with all my babble out of the way of how I even got to know who this man, if you want to call him that, is, let's start from the beginning. Sky was the unfortunate first ex-wife of Onision. She appeared in some of his videos, to which she definitely didn't want to be in. Not only can you tell by her lack of enthusiasm, but she stated in the past that she really didn't want much of an internet presence, which upset little Onion Boy because he wanted more and more channels to capitalize off of. But not only did he treat Sky more like a servant than that of a wife, he was pining after her starlet sister, Someday. Alicia, also known as Netunessa. She was often seen in some of their videos together. Stories from Alicia herself states that Greg tried kissing her at a party when she was not in her right mind from alcohol, of which even in that state of mind, she ran away from him. Dude, if she don't want you even when she wasn't sober, take the hint. Plus, you're in a relationship with her sister. What a lowlife. Anywho, we will get back to Alicia in a second, but Sky, before she got married to Onion, actually was a witness already to Greg's anger, of which her family basically tells Sky to run. In actual context, they said to be careful around him because of his anger, but I mean, run! Greg, hearing of this, confronts Sky's mother, saying through an email that he uses anger to teach her something, and from his defense, saying what he was teaching was for her to be more social, even though she was suffering through depression at the time, which of course everyone with depression knows, including myself. I wish I could just have a switch on my brain to just turn it off, but it just doesn't work that way. He breaks up with her for being too depressed because he told her he could never make her happy. Which, you know, I can understand to a point. It can be upsetting to be with someone who is depressed because it just feels like you're the one causing their depression, so I'm not really like he's at fault for doing that. Alas, she makes him happy, so after he comes back from the Air Force, he begs for Sky back. And not long after proposes to her, and he makes her sign a prenup, to which she cried about, and now Greg pockets that little tidbit there to prove that Sky is a money-hungry monster out to get his cash. When in reality, she was probably crying because she settled for you, and realized she deserves a lot better. Also, don't you know, since you want to flip the narrative for your own benefit, she could have stated she was crying because she knew when you gave her that prenup, it was a precaution for when you feel something better, younger, walks your way, eh? Not like that happened. That or you were eagerly waiting to win over her sister, of which even Shiloh stated that you had NP of. Then this hunk of a man makes a video about how he made a pact with Sky. Jeez, all these pacts. He makes me think of when I was in 3rd grade with my best friends, like, we vow to always be friends, and share our dolls, and to always keep secrets, and to never talk to Brianna, cause that girl's a meanie head. only Onision does that on YouTube for millions who don't even personally know you to see. Wow! Anyways, the pact was: number 1, to always be honest, to never lie or keep secrets from one another. Alright, that seems fair enough. 2, to stay skinny, because if one of them gets fat, it means that they don't care about the other person's needs, since they are intentionally letting themselves go. Shoot, if I was in a relationship with him, I'd be up 100 pounds from stress eating. Jeez, when you are in a relationship, you are supposed to be there for each other's ups and downs. That's what marriage is all about. You are committed to each other through good and bad. Like if Chummy Bee was all Winnie the Poohing all the food up in the house, I wouldn't be like, ew, you gross, get out of my house. I'd just work with him and get him back to a healthy place, if that's what he wanted. Otherwise, I'd love on his Winnie the Pooh butt because he's my husband and I married him for him, not just his looks. But don't get me wrong, I know attraction plays a part no matter what we say, but you need to work together to get back to that happy place, not just kick them to the curb because they may be putting on pounds too much. Plus, sometimes you can't help it for copious amounts of reasons, just like you can't help your skin condition, Greg, and you say makeup is disgusting because it means you're masking yourself, being fake in other words, yet you wear makeup in your videos all the time to cover that stuff up. Anyway, point is, I'd be crying for both reasons. Yet, Sky knew the meaning of marriage cause who had a job to support your butt when you wanted to stay at home to kick off your YouTube career? Yeah, you can thank any of your success to Sky. Cause if it weren't for her, you wouldn't have even had a YouTube ride if it wasn't for her supporting you. Then you asked her to quit her job so she can stay at home and serve you while you made YouTube videos? In terms of my favorite Icelandic queen, Morges, oh I hope I said that right, I'm so sorry. Disgusting! You would also neglect her to look at that good old anime, fun time, alone time stuff, which you also did with Shiloh, who begged you to stop, but you needed to do it daily to get your day started off right. Ew. But at this point, their relationship was suffering, and in the back of Greg's mind, he always had a backup plan. Alicia, which he never got over, not even after he served Sky's divorce papers to follow after a shocked Shiloh who states, didn't really realize that that's what was going to happen. He divorces Sky, goes after Shiloh, but then starts making video after video begging Sky not to go after alimony. He says he was going to be nice and let her stay in his house. Oh wow, what a great husband, ex-husband, whatever. Are you kidding me? Go after that alimony? Screw that ish, man. He was using all types of brain-altering tactics on her while crying he was going to do himself in if she didn't stop trying to get money from him. Then stood by the fact that she wanted him for his money the whole time. My dude, you aren't worth all that torture for just your money. Shoot. He eventually shuts up and Sky gets her well-earned money for having to deal with such a sad onion for way too long. Then, like some type of Christmas past ghost, Onision haunts Alicia by sending her emails, trying to gain control of her YouTube channel, Natunessa, and trying to give it a kickstart by working with them. Ooh, I'm sure he didn't have any naughty intentions behind that one. Then before he met his current wife, Lainey/Kai, he was trying to wheel Alicia in yet again to hang out with him in New Mexico to record some videos for 3 weeks, offering to pay for all of it. Then even to this day, which caused this whole movement to start thanks to Sarah, who was very brave enough to come forth with these alleged allegations against such a crazy person, he was trying to get a hold of Alicia again, to which she basically responds to him, saying how disgusting he is. Then he goes on to beg her to call him, and that he has been connected to her since he first met her. Sky also came back to YouTube for a little bit with a channel called Fell From the Sky, in which she got up to 13,000 or so subscribers, but then all of a sudden stopped, from which I believe to be torment from Onision's fan base at the time back then. Not like they're much different now, but just saying. Which shows you, his fans will literally attack anyone he sets his eyes on, which makes the situation with these girls even worse. They never get peace from it. Always someone will be there to say, Onision said, or, oh, you are are that person Onision was talking about. No matter how many years pass, it seems to always come back to haunt them. I just want to say to the both of you, Sky and Alicia, if you somehow see this video, I'm extremely grateful the two of you have come to show your support to the current victims on Twitter and speaking your truth so that this situation can finally come to an end. It's really important that all the victims of this guy come forward, regardless of how many years ago, months, weeks, whatever it was. You guys are brave, and I hope the conclusion to this one is one you can be proud of, because I stand behind you guys 110%. Shiloh, a pop singer from Canada, happened to tumble upon Greg by seeing his I'm a Banana video that was featured on Tosh.0 at the time. She reached out to him, he responded, and the rest was history. He talked with Shiloh 8 to 12 hours a day while still married to Sky. He divorced Sky for Shiloh, who was 16 at the time, soon going on 17. Now, Onision has a pattern. He likes to tread the legal line, so Shiloh, who was a starlet at the time, went on a trip to Pennsylvania with her mother. Greg traveled all the way from Washington to Pennsylvania just to wow her because the legal age of consent at the time in PA was 16. Unlike in Washington where he lives, his first words upon seeing her were, "I can't wait to get you pregnant." No, not a hello or how is your trip going? Nope, just that and immediately jumping on her. Man, how dreamy. Yet Shiloh's mom to the rescue calls the police to get Greg kicked out of the hotel they were staying at. The police go to Greg's room to see an awkward situation of starlet Shiloh surrounded by a camera and a computer. Chris Hansen, time to make your debut now. He was searched for CHP, if you catch my drift, and that was the end of that. Wanting Shiloh to live with him back in Washington, he couldn't get her to because she would need her parents' written consent to be able to leave the country, of which her mom would not. Thank the stars. But unfortunately, Greg found a way around this by renting out an apartment in Canada, then began his brain-altering tactics on Shiloh by telling her that she needed to cut her parents from her life to make their relationship better. Being young and in love, she went along with it, waited till her 18th birthday, and flew out to Washington the next morning to live with Greg in America. She starts the YouTube channel Draculo, becoming a public figure herself. To which Onision then starts to release every little public detail about their romantic life together on his Onision Speaks channel. Shiloh literally couldn't breathe without becoming a clickbait title for Onision Speaks channel. Not long after, Shiloh decides to get Gregory tattooed on the back of her neck, which apparently shocked Greg because he never asked for her to tattoo his name on her. I highly doubt this though. I'm sure he did ask her to do it to show his claim over her. I mean, it's not like he asked anyone else to get a tattoo to shame or claim them in any way possible. In return, he was supposed to tattoo Shiloh's name on his wrist, but in the last second, changed his mind. Wonder why? To get Remember Love on his wrists instead. Yeah, maybe he should look at those tattoos more often because I don't think he remembers that. Then, here comes the moment everyone was waiting for. Shiloh Forgot Me, the video he uploaded where Shiloh allegedly lost 3 years of her memory after a fight they had. At first, I thought this was all scripted. It seemed fake to me because at the time, all his drama with Shiloh was getting him views on YouTube, which means money in his pocket, which is all he ever cared about, come on. So I thought they faked it for that. But after listening to Shiloh's part on livestream with Chris Hansen, I can see how a fight she may have had with Greg can trigger something so drastic to happen. She states that Greg would kick her out of the room when she would be sobbing because he wanted her to shut up so he could sleep. She would literally sleep on the cold floor in the hallway because Shiloh even stated the house didn't have much furniture and was very unkept. He would say degrading things to her about her weight, calling her fat, and she needed to lose weight to please his needs because he couldn't physically lift her up for doing
naughty
things. Yeah. But regardless, he taped Shiloh having a seizure, posted it on YouTube for views, and it's disgusting either way. Shiloh then stated she was going to shave half of her head to achieve a hairstyle that was close to that of Skrillex, pretty cool. But Onision decided to degrade her during fun time and shaved her whole head off, which made her feel humiliated and depressed. In a video that was leaked not long ago, it shows Shiloh with her shaved head talking to the camera, starting it off as a joke. Then Greg chimes in to say,
"You know this video is never going to be online, right? No one will ever know how much I abuse you. It's ridiculous that you think you'll be successful. How many times do I have to tell you? Everything that you put online has to go through me first."
To which he then starts throwing candy corn at her, which she begs him to stop, but he continues to do so while mocking her. It's disturbing. Not too long after they break up, to where Onision exploits all of the events that took place in their relationship with multiple videos, he then uploads another video that he recorded during an argument, I'm sure after their breakup, to where Shiloh keeps telling him to get the camera off of her, that he ruined her, that she had nowhere to return to back in Canada. Greg claims he was backed into a corner by scary Shiloh and calls the cops, recording all of it to prove that she's mentally unstable and puts it online for his viewers to turn against her and take only his side. Dude, I swear to goodness, if my breakdown was recorded after I was broken up with two, I would look like a mental patient as well. Love is the worst emotion because it takes control of all of your emotions, will make you do things you don't want to do because you love that person. Of course she's off the wall. Of course she's having an episode. You broke her heart. Oh, and let's not forget the torment you put her through that is now ringing in her head as you're breaking up with her. I mean, it's not like you, A, made Shiloh cut off contact with her parents, B, made Shiloh completely dependent on you because you took her source of income away by taking her out of her blossoming career as a singer in Canada, C, the only cash she may have had from her channel is gonna go to you because you control it. Plus, her fan base is all against her now because her fan base was your fan base. Let's be real. But things didn't stay broken up. She eventually comes back, even though Greg had a short thing with Adrian, another girl that fell victim to Greg. I'll talk about Adrian really quick after Shiloh's part here. She came back with a wedding ring. Yeah, Shiloh and Greg were engaged. They get pregnant and Shiloh loses the baby around week 5. I can't imagine that type of pain, and I really don't want to. I'm sorry to hear that, Shiloh. Onision believes Shiloh cheated on her, and that was someone else's baby because he thought he was sterile. Yet, he has kids with Lainey now. Shiloh had a septic infection from not removing the unborn fetus that was inside her. Greg allegedly refused to pay for American health care in order for her to take out the fetus. So instead, he flew her out to Canada to get it taken care of for free there. While out there, Shiloh did not go back to America right away because her passport went missing. And I just want to mention Shiloh said that not one tear was shed from Greg that they lost their baby. He didn't care whatsoever. It was just kind of like another day at the beach for him. Ridiculous. Anyway, thanks to Shiloh's mom, the real hero of the day. She took her passport and hid it so she couldn't go back to Greg. Now you might think, whew, that's the end of it. Well, Not exactly. Greg was harassing her online. Surprise there, huh? Talking about how she cheated on him with someone else and got pregnant with their baby, that she was a chronic liar, just calling her everything in the book to lower her credibility. And it worked. She even states that when she went back to Canada and tried to continue her music career, she had trouble because no one wanted to work with her because every meltdown she had was recorded online and she was labeled as crazy. She told her side of things, such as she may have lost the baby because Greg pushed her into a door frame while pregnant, trying to give him a hug when he didn't want one. He also made her sleep on the cold, hard floor whilst pregnant. Nice. I feel Shiloh's part in Onision's life kickstarted this quote-unquote drama content. He put every little thing out online, got views, got money from it, and became obsessed with it. His abuse was giving him money, essentially. And goodness knows how long it would have went on if Shiloh's mom didn't step in. Shiloh girl, you are not crazy. I'm sure the people who did see you as crazy back then look back now and are regretting thinking that way. Just like myself, those meltdowns that were on camera were never meant for anyone else to see. Just like I said, if I got recorded every time I had a meltdown, especially in my teens, I would literally look like a mental patient. This is your fresh start. Let's not call her Shiloh, the girl that went out with Onision, but Shiloh, the girl that can conquer anything and is a kick-butt singer. Wish you lots of luck, hun. This is the girl that I mentioned Onision had a rebound on during his first breakup with Shiloh. He found her on his forum, which is a whole topic in and of itself. If you want me to make a video covering his forums, let me know in the comments and I shall do a whole video on just that. But he private messaged her on there and soon was Skyping every single night with her. Sound familiar? Not even after 3 days of Skyping, he already asked her to be his girlfriend, says I love you to her, and then uploads a video. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't even have to mention that at this point. Titled, I Found Her, where he's celebrating Adrian saying yes to being his girlfriend. But let's be real, he's just doing this to get at Shiloh. Wants her to get jealous. He already starts talking marriage with her and trying to get her to move out there already with them. My god, girl, run! Run! Then here's the fun part. She did run! He makes a video right after saying, I got dumped. Then guess what happens next? Oh, you guessed it. He flew out to Austin, Texas to meet her. He then makes a video boasting about how she fixed him during this time out there and how he loves her so much and is definitely going to marry her. Then, bing bing bing, he makes another video about the breakup, about their breakup called Single Again. They soon get back together, yet again. My god, what is onion made out of? Chocolate? That's the only reason I'd ever keep going back, like a diet. I'm doing this! Nope, I got this! Nope! Then, for some reason, Adrian makes plans to go live with Greg. She rehomed her pets, quit her job, and started looking at flights to go be with Greg. They break up again before she makes final arrangements. This makes Greg go crazy, firing up his keyboard to type about how he believes Adrian has S, you can fill in the rest of the blanks there, D, on posts on Twitter, and talking about her no-nos. Adrian takes to defend herself in a long Google Plus post. I shall sum that up for you. Number 1, Greg did not want to use protection while being intimate, continually goes at it with her, and you can imagine doing what without that protection. It's something he's always boasting about on his Twitter nowadays because he's disgusting. Number 2, they only known each other for 2 weeks, and he told her as soon as he met her that he was going to get her pregnant. Wow, this is becoming a trend, huh? Number 3, he would call her and text her numerous times a day to the point it was suffocating. 4, she did everything he asked. He wanted her to make so many changes in her life for him, but none in return, of course. Number 5, he constantly wanted her to prove her love to him by doing drastic things like quitting her job, which she had to go back and beg for because she wasn't going to go out and live with Greg after all the torment he was putting her through online. And you want a good laugh? After all this and him making videos claiming that she's right about everything she said, then takes the videos down, of course. Don't want to look bad, right? He makes a video claiming that he has self-diagnosed borderline personality disorder because one of his fans on his forum suggested he thinks he might have it. So Onision was like, oh, yep, I have it. Thanks to this fan and Adrian for showing me I have it. That's basically it. Then he goes crying back to poor Shiloh. Oh, and if you want to hear those numerous voicemails that Onision left for Adrian, you can find them here on YouTube. The video is called The Onision Voicemail Subtitled. Check it out. Grab some popcorn and cringe goggles, you'll need it. Don't hear much about Adrian now. She got away, and I'm glad she did. Hope she's living her best life. Here are some screenshots from the letter that Adrian wrote online about Onision. It's on Google+. It's a really, really long letter, and if you Google it, you'll find it immediately. But here are some screenshots from the important parts of the letter that you guys can take a look at and make your own opinions out of. Well, that's it for part 1. As you can see, there's lots of unfortunate girls and situations to cover, like this. Grimace over here, who will be in part 2, and taking more of the beautiful limelight over her partner. Well, Lainey is a transgender, female to male, so she uses male pronouns, but in the past where she references herself as a female, I will refer to her as such. But that will be for next time, and I just want to state that I know a lot of people believe she's not really transgender and trans-trender, you know, which means she's going with the trends of today, because being transgender seems to be a hot topic in today's society, but I'm not going to touch on that because I don't have identity crises. I don't know how it is to be bisexual or gay or anything like that. I don't know how it is to wake up feeling like I should be a male or female or whatever. I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to respect that line and go by her pronouns as best as I can, because I will probably mess up here and there, but I just want to say it's not out of being mean or spiting the LGBT plus community. This person that I'm going to be talking about doesn't indeed deserve respect, but I'm going to give it anyway, because like I said, I don't know how it feels to be any of that, so I shall use the pronouns correctly as best as I can, and I'll make sure that I do it. But if I have a slip up, just know I'm not doing it to be spiteful or mean. I just had a slip up and it doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to put that out there before I get to the next video where I talk about her/him. But that will be for next time, and I'll get that out as soon as possible. But before we end things here, a little word of triumph. Onision got banned off Patreon, thank God. Chris Hansen mentions in his live stream with Billy that the FBI is involved, so I think Onision has his coming. Or perhaps his significant other does, cause you know he's gonna throw him under the bus first to save his own skin. There's no love there, come on. I'll explain why he's more at threat to be behind bars before this lunatic. Anywho, thanks for watching. I'm really happy you watched all the way through. I appreciate yous. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my video. Leave a comment down below and I'll be back in the next one. Bye bye. It's good to be back.